And we are racing in Silverstone. It looks like a good launch off the line by Dylan. Has he got alongside? No, he hasn't. It's SM44 who will lead into turn one. Always got it off there from Afonso. He's way wide. He's off into the gravel. SM44's going to lead the field down into Village for the first lap here. There's a racing behind them. The Mercedes of Harold's had a good start. He's up into 5th place. Luke, 4th at the moment there. He fends off the Mercedes behind him. Charlie up into 3rd place there. He's got drama behind them. Lots of battling side by side. We've got a car dropping down the order. That's an AlphaTauri with issues. As we look up at the front, Dylan not quite close enough to try anything at the moment as we've got an issue at the back. And it's Lord Percival and Lim Huis who have had issues at the start here. As we look further up the field, we got battling here. It's Malb. Oh, he's got a spinner. That's a Haas. That's Blaze. Who goes around and he collects his teammate. He's been collected by his teammate after spinning around in front of the field. That is not what the Haas team would have wanted to see here. As SM44 is clinging on to lead out front, but Dylan's right there behind him, right in the mix as they head into Maggots and Beckett for the first time here today. It's Dylan who goes through into Brooklands and he holds the lead through left field. SM44 couldn't hold off the AlphaTauri long. The AlphaTauri on the softer tyre here. Let's get up all the tyre compounds for you. And it is Dylan on the medium taking the grip early on in this race, whilst SM44 takes the pain. Charlie in third also on the mediums. The rest of the top 10 on hards. That's a big moment there from Charlie through Cox Corner. Afonso down in 11th as Lim Huis has left the session. As now we see, it's SM44 charging through. He takes the lead of the race for Alpine. He's kept himself in the fight, and that hard tyre isn't looking too bad after all. As Afonso makes his way up into 10th place, having Alfa Romeo there, and he finds himself up into the points positions, but still a long way off the front of this field at the moment. Pressuring though the Alpine now, the second of the Alpines of Jayton there. He is right on the back of him as they head towards Cops Corner. Out front, it looks like it's all staying around about the same, but here, further back in the field, Afonso's looking to the inside. He takes the position through Cops Corner. Afonso's on an absolute charge there as wide goes the Alfa Romeo, but they all just about keep it under control. The Alpine looks to try and fight back, not able to find room though. As now we go back up to the front of the field, SM44. He's not got DRS advantage anymore, and through goes Dylan. Comfortable overtake down the inside. He makes that AlphaTauri look oh so quick in the straights, but immediately the Alpine looks to fight back, but Dylan holds on into the Vale chicane. And 44 now is the one piling on the pressure, and it is, well, it's exciting so far here today as we see the Alpine right on the back of the AlphaTauri. He's got a DRS advantage. He doesn't even need it really. He's got to cruise past the AlphaTauri as they head towards Stoke Corner. Charlie in the Mercedes is getting painfully close for Dylan there as well. I think it's safe to say Dylan, his aims this season are not just to win races but to win the championship, and sometimes, and quite often, the best way to win the championship isn't necessarily just to simply go for the race win. But that's what Dylan's going to go for here. He's going to the inside of Stoke Corner. He clears the Alpine in there. And a nice move once again. Dylan throws the car in, but he has gone a little bit too wide. It looks like he may have gone a tad bit wide there, but he's held that car under control. Meanwhile, for 5th place, we've got a battle still going on between Evan Dalton and Harold side by side as they've got traffic ahead of them here. Just to add more into the mix, where do they go? They're not able to go through the car ahead of them, and that will cost out Harold there. Evan gets the position back. They're pushing on the absolute limit. Charlie and Luke must be loving watching this in front of them. They know the two drivers ahead are pushing so hard. That's a spin! Charlie's the one that was pushing hard. He was pushing too hard. He spins from 3rd place. He drives it through the gravel to avoid rejoining unsafely now. Carefully back onto the line, nearly clatters into the side of Afonso who drives past. But Charlie, from a podium position, now finds himself back down in 8th place. As we look further down the order, TM Ducky. Oh, a big wobble there as he goes through the final corner. Is he off? He is. He's in the wall. And that could well be a safety car. Yellow flags around the racetrack. It looks like it's going to stay at just yellow flags here. No sign of a safety car, but TM Ducky, we saw him have a big moment coming through the final corner. And he is out of this race now, the Williams driver. Throws it into the wall from a points-paying position. He was struggling with the tyres. I had noticed he'd lost a couple of positions, but I didn't expect that to happen there. TM Ducky, a driver for Williams, which is a team early in the season, as Forever Sin now has crashed out, and the safety car is now out. Forever Sin is out of the race. He crashes at the exit of Stowe. We've seen him off there a couple of times in this race. Finally, it appears at its terminal, and Forever Sin brings out the safety car here on lap 11. What do the drivers do on strategy? As now, putting his foot down, it's SM44, the safety car's in the pits, and the drivers are back up to racing speed as they head through the Vale chicane once more. They're going to have 13 laps of green flag racing ahead of them. We are back to green flag racing here in Silverstone. It's SM44 who nails the restart. He's got a comfortable gap here as he charges through Abbey and Farm once more. Dylan holding on to him though at the moment. Luke also right in the mix here. Can he put some pressure on early on? Let's further back Afonso. He's making the move to get up into 6th place here. He's side by side with the Red Bull of Sultan. These two were fairly close before the safety car. Now they're even closer. These two battling away, and it's letting the top 5 break away out front a bit. Sultan gets forced a little bit wide there. Was that a bit of too much aggression, or was he trying something that wasn't going to happen as he dived down the inside? That's going to be contact, and it is. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact through Brooklands now into Luffield. And back up at the front we see side-by-side for the lead. Dylan takes the lead away. That's what he wants to do in this race. He wants to lead. He takes it away with just under 10 laps to go. It is Dylan versus SM44 out front. Luke just watching on at the moment. We ride on board with the Aston Martin here. He's watching these leaders. Look how close they are as they head towards turn one. Dylan's forced to actually throw a little bit of a block into turn one. Not staying on the racing line, a bit of a defensive move, but look at how close they are for the lead. The Alpine looking for the move, not quite able to do it though as Dylan, he goes deep. Now surely going to get a big chance here to SM44 if he gets the best exit, which he should do on those medium tyres with that racing line. He's going to be in the mix here as they head down towards Brooklands. Let's go and look at this battle here. The Alpine is going to take the lead back of this race. The British Grand Prix is once again led by SM44. Dylan drops to second. Luke, look how close he is behind them as Harold and Evan. They're side by side again for this position. These two have been glued side by side all race long. Evan this time is the one that gets the position, and that battling is allowing Afonso to get back into the mix perhaps here. This is becoming a free car fight. As talking of free car fights, we have another one as Evan ahead of Harold, ahead of Afonso into turn one. They all fly through that corner, nose to tail. You really couldn't separate these cars here. As now into village they go. Harold with the inside line. Afonso trying to capitalise on this battle here. Dalton trying to hold on out front ahead of these two. But I think it's safe to say this battle is, look at this slide he has on exit. That's going to give Harold a lot of encouragement as they head down this next straight. These two are having a great old battle here as they head down towards Brooklands corner. Harold to the inside. Will he get the move done this time? A bit of a slide, and he looks like he's almost got it done, but now at the outside, that's not where you want to be. Can he keep his nose outside? Not quite able to. Evan Dalton holds on to that 4th position here as Afonso behind them, staying in the mix as we look back up to our leaders. And look, you can't separate these cars either. This racing's unbelievable in this race so far. With 6 laps left at the end of this one. We've got yellow flags out there, and Alfa Romeo has gone around. I believe that might be Mel as he has had a spin coming out of Luffield there. It wouldn't be the first driver we've seen to have issues now as we see down towards Stoke corner. Dylan is going for the lead of the race. He's going to the outside. He's sweeping around the outside. Could there be contact? He has to take a very wide line. It looks like he's going to be the inside now into the Vale chicane. Can SM44 hold on the outside? No. 6 tenths now as the gap will be still way too small for DRS to not be activated here. SM44 in the DRS now, and Luke looking to the inside. Looks like SM4 a bit of oversteer through there, and it's now an Aston Martin up into 2nd place. It's our 2 winners so far that have been battling up at the front, that are back now at the front here. It is Dylan who leads the race, the winner from Qatar, and Luke, the winner from Austria, in 2nd place. SM44 trying to put himself into that mix. The only driver in the top 7 current foul penalty is SM44 as Evan Dalton now side by side. There's contact and around goes Harold. He goes around and so does Afonso. Oh, but Afonso reverses into traffic. Sultan's out of the race. Could this bring out a safety car? It does. The safety car's out with just a few laps left. Afonso reverses into the path for the Red Bull, and it's gone oh so wrong there. Another moment of drama this season. Will anyone pit for soft tyres? Luke will. SM44 does a bit of grass cutting there. He will not pit, but Evan Dalton's coming in. What about Charlie behind? Charlie's pitting as well, another bit of grass cutting we see. This could well lead to... Oh, but he speeds into the pit lane. Ah, another moment of drama in this race. If it didn't need it, we have it. Dylan through the Vale chicane. 2 laps remain. He gets the throttle down, and we are back to racing speed. And immediately off goes SM44. He goes wide, and Luke is up into 2nd place. This is the battle we have for the victory here today, folks. It's Dylan out front. It's Lightning Luke behind him. Who is going to take victory here in the British Grand Prix behind them? SM44 trying to hold on to a position here. It's got contact and around goes Hazard time on the hard tyres. Drama in the middle of the pack. Several drivers could be caught up here as there's more contact and McLaren goes sideways. All sorts of drama there. Is that Afonso? It is Afonso. He's dropped down the order. He's down into 13th place. But up at the front, Luke has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Lightning Luke leads the British Grand Prix for Aston Martin. Dylan could not hold on. As they see side-by-side racing, Evan trying to capitalise immediately. He's got soft tyres as well. He can take a second place, a crucial second place, if he wants to try and put himself in the mix for the championship fight. Not the day he would have wanted today, battling over fourth place most of it. Would have been hoping perhaps for a bit more here. For the Irishman, trying to mix things up here on British soil. He's behind the AlphaTauri of Dylan. He's got a huge pace advantage. We saw Luke. He got us all off guard. He's flown away out front with fastest lap of the race. He overtook Dylan so quickly. And now Evan is really trying to get into the mix here. Surely Dylan can't fight too much as Dylan looks immediately in his mirrors to a diving Evan Dalton who didn't even seem like he wanted to make that move. It was way too soon. He didn't expect for that one to be possible. As he now sits in third position. And this should be fairly simple. Evan Dalton looking to the inside. Brakes later. The soft tyres, so much more grip available. Wide goes Dylan. He drops to third place. And today, the drama has helped Lightning Luke, who truly was as fast as lightning here today. On those soft tyres at the end, he's flown through the field. He got the lead. And now, as he exits Club Corner for the final time, your race winner, the home winner, it's Lightning Luke who wins the British Grand Prix ahead of Evan Dalton, and Dylan holds on for a podium.